So it's 23rd of October. We've got Aidan. Hi Aidan, and I'm Amira. We're from Vegan Action Wales.
Yeah.
We obviously, as you can see, we have this set up because we're trying to stimulate a discussion and be thought-provoking and get people to think about their diet and whether, if you choose not to be a vegan, whether you support animal cruelty. That's what we're suggesting. Do you eat meat? Or?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But a lot of people think I don't, which is
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of, it's just
yeah,
a weird thing.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I kind
yeah.
of got that look,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
quite weird.
yeah.
But a lot of friends of mine are vegan.
Yeah.
And vegan, veggie, meat
Yes,
eaters, so
yeah.
I'm around a
So
variety
you're
of people.
exposed to different,
Yeah, so it's, in my opinion, I think it's tough for vegans.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, to go into that lifestyle, it's like we've got like a food industry that doesn't really accommodate it. But
Yeah.
it's getting popular now.
Yeah.
But for people to easily be a vegan,
Yes,
it's tricky.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we do need to, respect that
Yeah.
people aren't, ready to go into
Yeah.
non-meat
Yeah.
eating or
Yeah.
that kind of thing. I feel like
Yeah.
we need to sort of like
Okay.
ease into that, and then
Yeah.
also look at the sort of like the industry
Yeah.
on how we are treating animals. If because if we are going to kill them,
Yeah.
at least respect them.
Yeah.
If we are going to,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I think at the moment.
Okay. So, how do you know much about the factory farming industry and how animals are reared and how they're treated?
I've heard like it's interesting because it's like there's so many different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Because my mum's side of the family is from Pembrokeshire, where there's a lot of farming
of
communities.
course, yeah.
And there's a massive difference between like mass industry,
Yeah.
like poultry, and where we're literally breeding
Yes.
mindlessly
Yeah.
and wastefully.
Yeah.
And then there's rearing animals. You're taking care of them
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
Because there is that industry there, and
Yeah.
people live off it. But at the same time,
Yeah.
we do need, there's
Yeah.
at least a little bit more respect for
Yeah.
animals when they're being raised.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And of course, having a better welfare for the animal, having a better life, having them, run across fresh grass, it's beautiful. And you want them to stay with their families, not to be mutilated, not to be abused. However, it is well known that free range and the small farm kind of model is completely not sustainable. So environmentally and to feed the planet, it's actually not a workable solution. And my second point with regard to that is that at the end of the day, whether the animal had a good life or had a bad life, they end up in the slaughterhouse.
It's true, yeah.
And they both end up being killed, and no creature wants to die.
No,
We've watched lots of footage, and we've got lots of footage as well of animals who arrive at the slaughterhouse. Basically, a pig is raised in a beautiful free-range farm.
Yeah.
They will get sold to the same
True,
company.
yeah.
They're going to end up locally to the same abattoir, the same slaughterhouse, which is a very horrific way to go. And they can see each other, they can smell the blood, and they'll fight till the end. The stunning methods don't work really well, So I don't, for me, if you use animal products, I completely understand. I completely understand with regards to people are always going through a journey and they're transitioning. And to be a vegan, to really help the world in every way we can, being a vegan is simply being against animal cruelty. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, being against animals cruelty. Whether they're used in labs, whether they're used in cosmetics, whether they're used for clothes, for food. And we believe that animals deserve the right to live freely, to have a life, just like we do. We believe that, with regard to the slavery, the slavery, it's like black people were enslaved 150 years ago, and nobody thought that they should be equal to white people. But it was a big fight until it happened, and social unrest. And then after that, you've got the women's fight for freedom and to have a voice and not to be the property of men. And that was 100 years ago. And then 50 years ago, you had the civil rights, so that the black people wanted to have the same civil rights as white. And then 25 years ago, the LGBTQ community started having their voices and their rights as well acknowledged and respected in the law, and they were not criminalized. So we believe that animal rights is one of the biggest social justice issues of our time, and it's only a matter of time when people are going to realize we have no right, to inflict pain and suffering on them and take their lives and deprive them from having a family and things like that, especially because it's completely unnecessary. Scientifically, we can get optimists said, and even on the NHS website now, they said a vegan diet is a healthy alternative, and it actually can help many diseases like diabetes, obesity, heart disease, stroke, dementia, Parkinson. And if we can eat something from the ground that is healthy, that there's no torture, no suffering, no pain, no blood, no stress in the animal, which triggers stress in us. Because I don't know if you know as well, red meat and chicken now has been categorized as category 1 carcinogenic. It causes cancer. So any red meat and also processed meat like bacon, sausages, slices of deli ham, anything that's been processed from red meat is classed as a category 1 carcinogenic, the same level as cigarette smoking and asbestos.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And chicken this year, there was a study that just came out this year that shows that chicken causes cancer.
God,
and when you see the way they live, it's not surprising.
Yeah, like
you know
the way
what I mean?
it's
like
the way
so
they raise.
distressed. That's 97% of the meat that we eat. I mean, even when we go to the restaurant, you go to Pizza Express, you go to Nan, whatever restaurant you order, even an Indian takeaway, you order whichever meal you want. You most likely that animal had a horrific life. But we are completely dissociated from that in front of us, to think as a product, as a meal.
It's the thought that does pass my mind.
Yeah, it does it.
Yeah. More and more so, because it's like when you're around other people with other different diets and other like opinions that you have, it's kind of like it does make you think. Like when you are, it's all morbid thing to be sorry, but it's like you kind of it's even like tasting. It's awful. It's awful thing to say, but at the same time, it is crossing my mind a lot more. To the point where I'm like, in future, but also. It's the kind of the world we live in as well.
Exactly.
Because you probably live in Swansea. Probably think there's not many vegan places.
No.
More vegan options.
Yes,
but at the same time, more kind of.
But it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. I mean, this Easy Vegan. There's a really nice canteen called Canteen 18 in Brennamore Road. Have you heard of it?
I'm been to Brennamore Road, but I go to Yoga.
Oh, okay.
And there is Easy Vegan.
And Govinda, which is an Indian place. That's vegan.
I love it.
But Canteen 18, I really recommend. It's in Brennamore Road, and it's all vegan. Absolutely delicious, amazing. Gorgeous food. I was so impressed when I went there.
Really?
And I had a chocolate brownie there with like dairy-free ice cream, and it was stunning.
But no, it's great. They're growing.
So it sounds to me like you're almost like in agreement with what we're saying. That not being a vegan is in a way it does support animal cruelty, whether you like it or not, with money or because we vote with our money, don't we? We make the businesses stay in business.
Yeah, because it's like. Sorry, I was about to say something, but I
go
completely
for
forgotten.
It.
But
no, take your time.
But it's a case of like, sort of like, going back to the point that we need to be, like it's a very controversial statement, but at the same time we need, as meat eaters, to really look at ourselves and how we are producing. It's not. It's like a lot of people feel like it's a criticism. I should be automatically against it
sometimes,
and it's something not a lot of people don't want to think about. But at the same time, we do need to look at ourselves more and then see like what we are doing and what we are, how we are coming across that.
Are we doing things right? Can we change? Can we evolve? I mean, there are lots of signs, like you said, around us environmentally as well, that are showing the world is in chaos and it's getting worse. I mean, you've seen the Extinction Rebellion movement in London. You love them, oh, brilliant. Exactly. So a lot of people support them or feel inspired by them because they're standing against the grain, aren't they? And they're saying, over the next, over the next 10 to 20 years, it's expected that there's going to be irreversible damage to the environment. And the people that's going to suffer the most, unfortunately, are people in the underdeveloped world. And then it will catch up with us,
It's like
so choosing to eat a burger, you're going to end up causing floods and somebody losing their home and losing their livelihood. I don't know if you know, with animal agriculture, every year 91% of the Amazon deforestation happens because of animal agriculture.
I heard about that.
Did you know that? Because they clear, this year alone there were 70,000 different fires in the Amazon. That was agreed by the president of Brazil and farmers to clear the ground, to grow feeds, soya and corn and wheat, to feed their cattle and cattle in Europe and the UK and chicken.
Yeah, people were saying that,
and you know what? And if they actually use that grain to feed the world, they will end world hunger. And we actually won't need that much. We'll need maybe a tenth of that land use. 3/4 of the land is being used by cattle.
It's funny going on that point as well, how obviously all these the movements, these little gradual changes. It's funny how that's instantly done.
Yeah.
That's instantly done.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
as
exactly.
one order, it's like, oh yeah, we're doing everything now just to support this community, and then it's like we're not. We don't do it with the other kind of like the movements and industries that's quite that are growing. So it's I mean, you know, all it's hard because there's so many different problems we're covering, but at the same time,
I mean, it's like, you know, our health,
our
health, the environment, and the animals.
Yeah, exactly.
These are the three things that are really linked.
Yeah.
And if you go vegan, your carbon footprint is reduced significantly. I think we're more than half. And you know how much water is used to produce one burger? It's almost the amount. It's almost like you've showered constantly for 2 months.
Well, doing it with chickens as well, like the pumping
the water.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's another problem. The pharmaceutical industry produces antibiotics every year, and you know 75% of that antibiotic is used in cattle fields, in agriculture. And that's how antibiotic resistance is developing. Not from the human using antibiotic, it's because we're allowing, sadly, the animals to live in such unhygienic, dirty, filthy condition, and we pump them with antibiotics to keep them alive, keep the infection just a little bit at bay, so we can sell their meat and make money from them. And it's sad, isn't it? It's really sad.
I think the main thing here, I think that's like popping up is like how much the industries are reliant on these techniques. And I think what needs to happen is, you know, obviously like we're looking at the facts with these, and I think what we need is to come up with a replacement. And obviously veganism is, but at the same time, you know, more like encourage it while I'm on camera, then might as well encourage people to sort of like, if they're watching it, you know, like this is not, you know, like maybe, you know, however aggressive people say, you know, we need to be replacing things with sustainable.
And, and we really believe in transitioning, you know, there's some really good websites like Challenge 22, Easy Vegan, and Viva. I don't know if you heard of Viva, is the largest vegan charity in the UK and Europe. They're absolutely amazing. They give you some nice vegan student suggestion. This is about the dairy, and this is their latest information about the environment. And this one, and this is a card about our group and some really interesting documentaries. This is Challenge 22, and this is Dominion, the movie that is absolutely amazing. So with the easy vegan and all that, basically you get a dietitian, a nutritionist, people that can help you all for free, and a mentor if you want to try veganism, and they will try and switch some of the meals you already have into a vegan version. And it's true, sometimes, you know, you can transition very slowly. Sometimes you can just do a vegan breakfast for a week. Then if you've done that and if you're happy with it, like porridge or fruit, then you say, okay, week 2 I'm going to try and have vegan breakfast and vegan lunch.
Because it does feel good.
When
you get to the end of the day, you feel like, oh, I haven't had any meat today. And it does feel a bit like, and you feel still good, nutrition, you like,
absolutely.
What's the word, nutrition?
Vitalize.
That's the word, Vitalizing you through nutrition.
But
like,
you know what? I used to nap a lot in the afternoon. Since I've become vegan, I just don't nap. I have so much energy. And you know how old I am?
How old are you?
I'm 41.
You?
Yeah, and look how youthful I look. And lots of people say that, and I think it's because I eat lots of healthy, nutritious things that has no chemicals, no antibiotics, no hormones. You know, and the animals themselves haven't suffered. Suffering breeds suffering. The karma that goes into their life comes into our bodies.
You can feel it when
it's like your body becomes a graveyard for all those dead bodies, you know, and the meat just sits in our stomach and ferments for a long, long time, and that's when the cancerous changes start to happen.
I mean, it's interesting you say that as well, because this is stuff that has been said even by non-vegan. You know, there's scientists that come out and say, look at all these links.
Exactly.
And you know, we should be paying attention and really trying to. But really trying to, like, even just question it, isn't it? Like you say, think about it and question, and make slight changes and slow changes to help yourself. Because all the customers are saying, so why aren't other businesses, you know, like only our restaurants are looking into it. Absolutely, so you can see the change, isn't it? So what for you? What would you say would be the hardest thing to change about if you become a vegan? If you envision that, what are the hardest things you think for you? Expense. Expense is the big thing, and that's what needs to change as well. I think it will get better eventually, but at the same time, it is a bit like it's just the one thing. You know, like, but you know, if the healthier and more wholesome you eat as a vegan, it shouldn't be expensive. Lentils, potatoes, rice.
can get homemade pasta, tomatoes, courgettes. All the stuff is cheap. And soya milk as well. I buy my soya milk from Lidl. It's 59p.
Yeah, it's cheap
and it's delicious. I get the sweetened one. But there are 20 different types of milks as well.
Yeah, but it's different when you're eating out.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have no time. We need to this is accommodate people who have no time in the day that are rushing, or if we've got a home life that's quite difficult. I feel obviously obviously there's all that there, and they are easy dishes.
Do you know what it is? I think, it's actually habits. We're so used to certain habits or certain traditions and culture. To change that, we think, it's a bit awkward, it's a bit difficult. But with trial and just doing it every so often, it becomes normalized.
Yeah,
my house has become completely vegan. We have vegan spaghetti bolognese. We have vegan, chicken-free, chicken chow mein kind of thing with chicken pieces.
Yeah, great substitute.
And it costs the box to get that, the chicken-free pieces, which are absolutely delicious, and they're made with jackfruit or seitan, which is like a meat replacement. Tastes amazing.
I love jackfruit.
Yeah, honestly, they are good. They are really good. And the box is £2.50. Actually cheaper than the chicken.
Really?
Yes,
Really
it's not expensive. And if you go to the Sainsbury's section, the meat-free section, or Tesco, there's loads, and they're expanding quite a lot this year.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
even
good.
Iceland and M&S and Sainsbury's, they're bringing a special Christmas range as well.
Really?
Yes. So things are actually beginning to change. There's a big wave of change coming, and things are becoming more available. Zinco Lounge as well.
I'm always there.
They do a vegan menu.
Yes,
a full vegan menu, and it's really good. I've tried some of their food.
And I'm just going to say how sad they pulled the jackfruit. Pulled the jackfruit.
I'm
sorry.
It's
I'm
good,
just
is it?
the man. Well, they pulled it recently.
Oh no!
I used to get them
They
all the
have it. They have it back. Because I went there yesterday. Yeah, they have it.
God, I'm always there.
They put it. They have it back. They have it back. Yeah,
Okay.
they have it
right,
back.
I'm happy now.
But
I'm
it was.
happy.
I think it was on the special list. Maybe it was a day.
Maybe I don't know. It's like I'm always there.
Yeah,
Me and my friend have to do
nice.
it.
So basically, I think sometimes we come up. I don't want to say the word excuses, but it sounds like excuses, but it's understandable. Difficulties or perceived hurdles, where you feel like, it's going to be a bit tricky. Me with my friends, I don't want to be the odd one out.
No.
But actually, in many restaurants now, veganism is becoming a big thing, and it's business for them as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And they're going to save the planet. Once the corporations and the businesses realize there's a big demand for this, they're going to change their position, and hopefully that will bring the pricing down as well.
Definitely. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah,
for,
that's what needs to happen.
Be able to go and buy a decent salad. For an affordable price.
Exactly. If it's accessible, and with your salad, if you have chickpeas, beans, anything like that, or even the vegan cheeses as well. There's some really nice ones. But I would, I'm really grateful that you stopped to chat with us.
So thank you for having me. I'm just going to say one more thing as well.
Please,
I went to Budapest last year, and if more cities could do this, so our friend was vegan, we were and you're in a new city, you don't know where to go. We googled the vegan restaurant, but Budapest had a map of all the vegan restaurants in Budapest. So we went to all of them throughout the week. I wish more cities would do that. Just have a map of where to go.
Amazing.
I feel like
I think there is an app. It's called Happy Cow. Happy Cow. Have you heard of it? And wherever you go in the world, search it. App Happy Cow. Wherever you go in the world, it will tell you where you can eat vegan food.
That is amazing.
And it is really good. There are lots of new vegan apps as well. So explore it. But this Happy Cow is a good one.
But I'm a happy cow now. So thank you so much.
Thank you. So nice to talk to you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely. I hope one day you'll slowly you'll join us as well.
I feel like I feel like I'll probably end up at least being veggie at least, because it's we didn't touch dairy industry as well, but at the same time it's we need, it's stuff that you gradually feel strong.
It's about education, understanding, and then realizing that you can make a difference. Every one person can make a massive difference, and together, we can reverse the damage that's happening to the world and make the earth green again.
Exactly.
We really can.
I'm feeling it. So much.
Oh, thank you, Aidan. Thank you. It's been really nice.
Really
Have a
nice.
great day, okay?